Let's get started.
The truth that sets you free may also tear your life apart.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the find of the century.
everybody out there? Everybody good? Excellent. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Y'all let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me out there? You probably can. You probably, yes, you can. Oh, thank you. Yes. Let me fix my little goddamn curtains. There we go. Yo. Hey, what's up? Let me say what's up to everybody that's in here. All 20 or one of y'all about to roll up out. Oh, shit. Christopher Perkins, always staple in the house. The much beloved cousin Annis is here. Henty was happening. True was going on. 6 Mile was cracking. Hey, man. Planting. What's up, though? Detroit in the building. Taking clones, planting seedlings, and making 3 monotubs for these. Oh, boy. Yeah, man. I got to get on it. I got to get on that. It's pork, no pork and beef day. Yay. Who want a plate? Raise your hands. Yell it. Hell yeah. Let's get high and bounce. Bruh. Yeah, I got some big news coming up about that. Bovid. Brother Bovis says old Joe's going to bounce out early 2023. That's when the chaos begins. Yeah, man. We're going to talk about that as well. Y'all do know at some point I'm going to open up the doors of the church, and y'all can come on in here. Nazarene, been a minute. Eric Harvey, what's up? Cutlass, what's happening? Cool. Thank you, Brother Christopher. Thank you. All right. Welcome to the First Church of Holy Shit. I am your one and only parishioner, your Uncle Geoff. And I welcome you here where every Sunday I attempt to make a difference. Oh, my cousin said, raise my volume. Okay. I thought my volume was good. Okay. Yeah. I see what I got to do. Hold on. Yeah. I see exactly what you're talking about. And the output that you're not getting. Okay, I got to choke up on this thing real bad. And what bothers me is the fact that that should be better, right? Yeah, I think that's better. Now, I'm not going to touch shit, and it's going to change again. What's up, Sister Margot? What's happening? Welcome. I hope you smoke, because we about to get to that part of the show. Whether you do or don't, welcome. Thank you, Cousin Annis. See, the rest of you niggas wasn't going to even say shit. I love this. See, that's why I love Cousin Annis. Anyway, the First Church of Holy Shit is about your luck in that somebody fucked up and told me God was everywhere, so I pray from here. Saves me 10%. I never miss a game. This works out for you because you get the benefit of my knowledge, my experiences, my fuck ups, and I don't need no money for airplane gas. Think that through for a second. I'm not asking you for a goddamn dime, especially not in no tithes, no, you got to have the bread or you're not gonna make it through the door to see the great kingdom. No, ain't none of that going on here. Now, if you want to give me some cash, $ GB Funny Style is the cash app. You need some beats, go to jeffbreezemusic@gmail.com. And if you need life coaching, I'm that nigga. Ask Uncle Geoff at gmail.com. Now, back to the First Church. What we do here is break down spirituality from a place where God has no name. That way, this is driving me bananas. And it's this one. Okay. Believe me, people, it's gonna be worth. See, if God doesn't have a name, then all that's left to discuss is beauty, love, and righteousness. Not what time you're supposed to be where, what you're supposed to have on, and how many times you got to pray, and who's in charge, and who's going to hell. No, none of that. And besides that, my only problem with organized religion is that in order to believe that God has a particular name, I have to believe a man. I don't have to believe anybody to know that there is a higher being, a higher power that guides and motivates me, that has put special things in me and given me directives and a direction that is good. I don't need that God. I don't need to know that God's name. And we can debate the virtues of having a God that needs to be constantly praised. Yeah, we can talk about that. But it is that led me here to give out my skewed perspective and to develop it as a unit that's talking to y'all. That's me talking to you. And you talking back. And we sharing about all that is not just good, not just bad, but real and honest. And I want you to tell people about it, because I want other people to come. And here at the First Church, I'll call, I don't necessarily call it a funky little text, but I'll pick a subject and I'll go in from there after I smoke. And anything that's on your mind is fair game. Whatever's in your thoughts, whatever comes to mind, bring it up. That's the stuff we gonna cover. Now, we gonna smoke, but not in that order. First we pray, and then we smoke. Now bow your heathen ass heads. Creator, ancestors, Father, Mother God, Mother Earth, I am thankful and grateful for your presence and mine and the people who showed up here today. Help me to make some type of difference. Help me to give something that they can, let me be giving them something they can feel. Something they can use. Something directly from you that will motivate and protect and provide and keep from harm these people. Make sure my monkey ass don't get in the way. Let me receive from them as well. Let there not be any bullshit in this. Let me not come from some place biased that does not serve the truth. In fact, let all my biases serve the truth. Make me strong enough to carry what you need to them. Make them strong enough to receive it. And drop it on us in real time. Real talk. I ask for these blessings in the name of my Creator, name of my people, name of my ancestors. And it is so. Now, in First Church fashion, can I get a nigga amen in the chat? We have prayed. Thank you, Frank White. Thank you, Deacon White. And now we smoke. Thank y'all. All right. Now, let's take off out in the water. Today's sermon. The one politician that gets First Church's endorsement. Now, I'm going to guess that of the 23 of you in here, 22 and a half of you have been to Black church. And you've been there or heard about the day when the politician come to town. And man, is it a big deal. Man, do the preacher love fussing about it. Man, do they like making a big deal about it. Making sure the church is clean. Making sure the blah, 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 blah. We're going to just set it out for this dude. Or do that. And they come in, and their pastor, your pastor, that ain't no joke. Your pastor done made some kind of deal with this dude so he can come speak to y'all. And since pastors say it's good to vote, I guess we gonna vote then. For whoever the pastor have come speak to y'all. Yeah. Well, this is that. Sort of. This is that, sort of. Okay. Imagine. Imagine if the first church was an actual building. I had a church here somewhere in LA. And it was referred to as the First Church of Holy Shit. And I had a nice size following. You know, a couple thousand members that go to my church, right? Well, here come election time again. So, of course, these politicians are expecting churches to do their part. And they only go into the churches that they think they can get some ground with. Well, there is a politician that I would endorse today. That politician's name that I would endorse 200% worth. That politician's name is anybody anybody who is going to do the following. Number one, out of his or her mouth should be, hi, I'm so-and-so, so-and-so. And I'm running for dog catcher or president. And my first priority is not our borders. It is not our economy. It is not police brutality. It is not abortion. It is not the gay and lesbian agenda. Our number one problem is that we are on stolen land from the one group of people that we want to say was here by themselves. And we have subjugated another group and got most of them locked up in prisons and then fucked their bloodlines around and lineages around for centuries. I'm going to deal with their problems specifically first. Because if I do that, a lot of these other problems work themselves out. Not only does he have to say that, but he or she has to say that I will never speak in broken platitudes. I will never give you 200 words that say nothing. If that's something I can't speak on, I'll tell you that I can't speak on it. I'll say no comment. But this whole 250 words that mean absolutely nothing, I'm not doing that. And I suggest that you stop trusting politicians who do. I'm going to give it to you straight. Here's what it is. Not going to dress it up. This is that. Because we are here. He or she would have to be willing to stand the firing squad that is their past. The ugliest part of it. Out in the open, right fucking now, up at the front, and not flinch. Not move a muscle. Take whatever and go, yeah, that was me. I was a dope addict. I abandoned my kids. I sold dope. I shot somebody. I committed fraud. But here's my plan today. And I want to tell, yeah, I cheated on my wife. Yeah, I'm gay. But you person asking me, I have to know what importance is that to the people you work for and to you as to the relevance to what I have to do to be a good politician in this particular seat. What the fuck that got to do with my job? And why is it important to the people you work for? And why is it important to you? And that's two different sentences that I'd like you to answer. And please don't use 200 words to say nothing. And before you tell me that you can't speak for your employer, I'm not asking you why it's important anymore. Let me ask you this. Why do you think it's important? Now, I'm not asking you what you know. I'm asking you what you think. And put it back on them. And now if you don't answer me, media, you lose credibility. Let's play the credibility game. I think the game Trump played in politics was masterful. I think he was masterful. He just played it wrong. He played it wrong. But he was masterful at it. Getting under these stuffed shirts. That's what we're going to have to look for as voters. In the future, when you hear 200 words that say nothing, you have to write that person off and tell other people to write that person off and make a big deal of their speech. That's how we start this. Okay, what y'all saying in here? Reparations. We can discuss that. Q Washington, reparations would bankrupt the country the same day. Stop playing. It's not happening. Well, I'm here on reparations. I don't want mine in cash. I'll take mine in the form of gold, silver, and land. I'll take it from there. Anybody focusing on American cash is not focusing on how fast it's losing its value. Gold, silver, land. And if I got a partner, as in my wife, give her cash. Give her half cash. Give me all gold, silver, and land. Give her half cash and the rest gold, silver, and land. Those three are never going to crash, people, ever. Gold will always be valuable. Do you know why? Because it is the thread to the cosmos. Do you know how many parts on a space shuttle are made of gold? Gold and melanin. That's what's up. Gold and diamonds have values that have nothing to do with fashion. A diamond is basically worthless other than it's really fucking hard. So it's used often to break the street open. Now, I don't know if I agree with you, Q. I think they'll absolutely give us reparations. And if we take cash, we're being hustled. That's what I say. I say if you get cash for your reparations, you're being hustled. Every every fiat currency has failed. Every one. Gold, silver, land. That's what I want. And yes, I do want reparations. Absolutely. The government has seized gold and silver before. You don't know your World War II history. FDR did it. I'm really, wow. I'm gonna need some more words. You're right. Enlighten me on World War II. As a matter of fact, when I open the doors of the church, if you could come in and actually speak on it, because right now I'm a little foggy on how gold, silver, and land are a bad concept in the reparations conversation. I'm saying that we need to focus on what we agree on. Reparations will bankrupt this country. Not happening. We can agree on not happening. We can actually also agree on reparations bankrupting this country. I just got to put an addendum on the not happening. Not happening unless it benefits the power elite by bankrupting this country with it. That's what I believe. That if, the Gold Reserve Act, yes, I know about that. And then a little later on, our gold reserves were cleaned out by President Nixon when he took the dollar off the gold standard and replaced it with debt, which led to this runaway train we're on right now. Again, I don't think there's a lot to admit when you give black people that money. It's not about the money. Like rock, it's not about the money, Joey. These white folks don't want to look like a dog. Have you ever raised a puppy? When you raise a puppy and they pee somewhere in the house they don't supposed to, they don't want to go nowhere near that room. You can't melt that dog and pour him in that room. Because he done fucked up in there. He don't want to, look, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this. Hey, Brother Miles. I know I'm not supposed to be doing this. I know this is a no-no. Mommy and Daddy don't want me peeing in here, and I did it. Ooh, I am not going in there. I am not going to own up. Well, that's white folks and their history. In order to pay you that money, do you know the conversations that will be had? The shame that will have to be carried by the present people? They're not going to do that. They're not. They're just fucking not. Not for you. Not for anybody. That's too much. That's too much for them. They can't carry that weight. You see what y'all talking about in here. Exactly. What's up, Sideline? It's part of the ADOS Foundation agenda. Yes, I support at Breaking Brown and at Tone Talks. Just my support movement. Yeah, sure. Um, let's see. The trifecta: gold, silver, and land. Hanty, look at here. The euro's equal to the dollar now. Yes, sir. Gold, silver, land. They're not giving that to us. Because that death note is dying. Yeah, man. Uh, I feel if folks knew their nationality instead of using crayon title black, it won't crash, yet it might put a dent once the land is returned. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. Let's see. We need multi-generational reparations. At least 25 generations of monthly cash payments with federal land grants and business grants with government contracts for our black-owned businesses. Sure. Sure. How about that? How about we make you a payment plan payable now? Well, first, you got to understand the system in which you operate. That's going to leave you at a bit of in a bit of a conundrum. I don't think we look at this system properly. As black people, I don't think we have personally. I don't think we have our finger on the pulse of it as we should. Um, that's cool. What am I doing? No, I shouldn't be doing that. I should be doing this. That should come out. Yeah. Okay. I'm learning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for bearing with me. We don't grasp this in a way that I think we should. Okay. I want you to listen very closely, especially to the Democrats, at what they have to say and how. This, hopefully, I can help you understand exactly the animal you're dealing with. Check this out.
I do come from a family of veterans. And you know, you mentioned football season earlier. I kind of wanted to know how you personally felt about how disrespectful it is. Like you have the NFL players kneeling during the national anthems. I wanted to know if you found that disrespectful to our country, to our veterans, and anybody related to that. I find it incredibly frustrating that people seem to be okay with that. And I would just like to hear your input.
Thank you. Thanks for a great question. Again, on a really tough issue that if we don't talk about is not going to get better. And the question is, how do you feel about NFL players who take a knee during the national anthem? And is it disrespectful to this country, to the flag, to service members who are right there tonight, where it is tonight in Afghanistan, and those former service members, retirees, and veterans who are here with us today? Thank you each for your service. My short answer is no. I don't think it's disrespectful. Here's my longer answer, but I'm going to try to make sure that I get this right, because I think it's a really important question. And reasonable people can disagree on this issue. Let's begin there. And it makes them no less American to come down on a different conclusion on this issue, right? You can feel as a young, because I think it's a really important question. And reasonable people can disagree on this issue. Let's begin there. And it makes them no less American to come down on a different conclusion on this issue, right? You can feel as a young man, and reasonable people can disagree on this issue. Let's begin there. Reasonable people can disagree on this issue. Let's begin there. Reasonable people can disagree on this issue. Let's begin there. And it makes them no less American to come down on a different conclusion on this issue, right?
Okay. Wow. All right. Let's break down that little chunk. Okay. Reasonable people can come down on both sides of this and still be American. He's exactly right. Now, I'll start at either end of this turd of a sentence. Let's start on the back end with be American and what it means to be American. It means to be an individual that is proud of, in line with, in conjunction with, cool with the barbaric murder and torture and takeover of this very land, the way that the people are treated here, the fact that this land has had people go and fight for its freedom that they hated. So yes, let's not look at all this other shit that it means to be American, because you keep looking at that and you keep sweeping over that. You keep putting a thin coating of potato salad over a bowl full of shit. And all you got to do is scrape the surface and you'll see what it is you smell. We can come down on both sides of this. Well, let's look at both sides of this. One side says that racism in this country is wrong. And I need to be vocal about it because of what I feel when I come out here and perform for you like some kind of circus animal. It's wrong because these are human beings. And this is America. And I have the right to bring up uncomfortable shit when you want to show the world everything's wonderful. I have that right. You don't have that right in China. You don't have that right other places. Well, what's the other side of that? Look, we all stand for that flag and what that flag stands for. See what I said about America, because that's what that flag really stands for. And it's disrespectful to the veterans who have come out as veterans and told you that it isn't. Hi, I'm a veteran, United States Marine. It's not disrespectful. I have white friends of mine who are in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines. I have no friends in the Coast Guard that say this is not disrespectful. So let's kill that part of it. This shook the core of America's pastime, which is not baseball anymore, it's football. This rattled that cage we were discussing about earlier with regard to white people having to own up. People, they not going to own up to this shit. You kneeling, I got to do something about that. I got to look at Jerry Jones. I got to look at Donald Sterling. I got to really look at this shit. This is getting too close. If you niggas wake up and leave, what the fuck will we do? That's what this is about. This is about the table that you keep asking for a seat at that is made up of 30 million kneeling yous. What would the NFL do if the brothers really wouldn't play? What if they decided on Super Bowl Sunday piece of green. What if they decided on Super Bowl Sunday to take the coin toss, run full speed at one another, drop the ball on the 50-yard line, hug, and leave? On that day, commerce is destroyed. What will you do for commercials? What about the halftime show? You better start that up now. That is power. That is power that does not need reparations. It merely needs the athletes to stop being used, to wake up and stop being used, to see themselves as a whole, a big picture of a whole, and the opportunity. And it's asking a lot. It's asking him not to get his mama out of hell. It's asking him not to enjoy the spoils that for generations he's been programmed to believe are important. But we gotta ask it. And if they get one mind to move like the Borg, they're beginning to move independently and make their own business financial decisions, and I think it's fucking fantastic. Dear athletes, you don't owe these teams shit. Play with who you want to play with. Leave these motherfuckers hanging and get your bread. That's what I say. Yes. You get somewhere you don't like, you take your God powers and take them somewhere else, young man. Absolutely. Until you wake up and understand that you are it. You are the article. Now, back to this shit.
You can feel as a young man does, you can feel as I do, you're every bit as American, all the same. But I'm reminded, somebody mentioned reading the Taylor Branch book. You did. Parting the Waters and the King Years. And when you read that book and find out what Dr. King and this nonviolent, peaceful movement to secure better, because they didn't get full, civil rights for their fellow Americans, the challenges that they faced, those who died, the challenges that they, their fellow Americans, better, because they didn't get full, civil rights for their fellow Americans, secure better, because they didn't get full, civil rights for their fellow Americans, the challenge, civil rights for their fellow Americans, civil rights for their fellow Americans, civil rights for their fellow Americans.
That is not who the fuck we were after civil rights for. Our fellow Americans are gays and immigrants and people with one leg longer than the other and women. No. That's that slick shit again. This is how you know that from this dude, I predict if he pulls off a Democratic victory in Texas, you stand by, black people. It's going to get worse for you. Nothing good is coming of this. Do you hear it? It's in there. That was a big old whoopsie. The devil can only lie to you if he tells you the truth. There has to be some truth in it, or else it doesn't work. And in the words of Sticky Fingers, and this may be a little young, some of you may be a little young for this, but in the words of Sticky Fingers, wait, it gets worse.
The challenges that they faced, those who died in Philadelphia, Mississippi, for the crime of trying to be a man, trying to be a woman in this country. The young girls who died in the church bombing. Those who were beaten within an inch of their life crossing the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama with John Lewis. Those who were punched in the face, spat upon, dragged out by their collar at the Woolworth lunch counter for sitting with white people at the same lunch counter in the same country where their fathers may have bled the same blood on the battlefields of Omaha Beach or Okinawa or anywhere that anyone ever served this country. The freedoms that we have were purchased not just by those in uniform, and they definitely were, but also by those who took their lives into their hands riding those Greyhound buses, the Freedom Riders in the Deep South in the 1960s, who knew full well that they would be arrested, and they were.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, what you have just watched is a piggyback ride into a governor's race on the backs of black folks and white guilt. Y'all need to see no more of this shit. This dude here, that's what more of the same looks like. Anytime you hear this super inclusive speech, that is the tip of a huge shit iceberg. I therefore do not endorse Beto O'Rourke. He does not get my vote. If I was in Texas and I was voting, which I wouldn't be, please see earlier. Man, y'all been doing some talking in here. Okay. Martin Luther King said, "We come to get our check." He was killed soon after. Ram. Bam. Bim bam. Thank you, Ram. Pull of the day goes to Brother Ram. Then after this, I'm going to make one more point, and I'm going to open the doors of the church, and we can talk for a little bit. Yeah. We're going to have to find this. Thank you, Ram. I'm so glad you brought that up. When you get a chance, well, you don't have to. I'm going to give you this. You can get it. It's been a well over, let's see here. Yeah. Imagine that. It was put up 4 years ago. This is a speech given by Dr. King. Now, we've all heard the I Have a Dream speech. Oh, that's got 18 million views. This one here, does not. This one, this one, not quite as many.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with. And this is a reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
And that is the speech that got Dr. King killed. That speech. Notice the views on it. 1100. Yeah, Brother Josh, I can believe that. Because, remember, let's go back to Beto. Yeah, Jeff Brown. Oh, yeah. Let's go back to this motherfucker right here. Yeah, we go. There we go. Right about here. Yeah, let's get it, Brother Beto. He'll tell you. Of course, you've never heard Dr. King going in. Because you're not supposed to hear Dr. King going in. This is the Dr. King.
And this nonviolent, peaceful movement to secure better, because they didn't get full. Dr. King and this nonviolent, peaceful movement to secure better, because they didn't get full. But Dr. King and this nonviolent King and this nonviolent, but Dr. King and this nonviolent, peaceful movement to secure what Dr. King and this nonviolent, peaceful movement to secure better, because they didn't get full civil rights for their fellow Americans, the challenges that they faced.
Now, that's the Dr. King that you supposed to see, Josh. That one. The I have a dream. Kick me in the ass and I'm going to pray about it. Bruh. Let me tell you something about Dr. King. These people need to quit making that brother out to be some soft ass. Bruh, Dr. King didn't play around. He had to be talked into the nonviolent joint. He chose that road. Dr. King wasn't nobody's punk. So, this idea that we need y'all to just be peaceful and hold on while we keep our foot in your ass. That's his message to give to you. That's part of his message to give to you. Because you were never supposed to see this guy.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, at the same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress,
Dr. King sound pissed off.
our government was giving away millions of acres of land.
Now, don't sound like it there.
Millions of acres of land. Our government was giving away millions of acres of land. Congress, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land.
What'd they do, Dr.
In
King?
the West. Through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land. Through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land.
Wait a minute, Dr. King. I'm not sure.
Through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land.
He don't sound evangelical right there. He don't sound evangelical and sweet right there. He don't sound go along to get along right there. Because he wasn't. he took that route thinking that was a route that was worthy. There was a civil rights leader who said that his integration movement was a mistake. That civil rights leader's name was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Because basically he said, these white folks ain't ready for this. So the very march and movement that Beto O'Rourke speaks of, Dr. King said was a mistake, and this pointy-head motherfucker know it. Yeah, Beto, Jeff Brown said it. You know that, you pointy-head motherfucker. You know that Dr. King said that integration was a mistake. Thank you so much, True. I feel that I have integrated my people into a burning house. He was going toward Malcolm's side, but strategic as hell and gaining momentum. And that is what got him killed. It's very simple. Now, wowzer. Beto is trying to wobble us back into that Okay. Fuck whoever had Puller the day before that. This is J Dwub has stolen it. Exactly. We need you to get back to more of the same. What you are looking at is the inverse. Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's good for me. Where's my chat? Okay. It won't give me my chat, guys. Dadgummit. I'm messing around. Okay, here we go. They gave him a federal holiday. Then they gave him a federal holiday after they killed him. Jesse Jackson was an agent. MLK knew they were poking the lion. So he figured being out of character, nonviolent, he would sway white folks into believing being more acceptable of black people. Bovia, bruh, that's young Jedi. Damn you, Bovia. How you gonna open that kind of goddamn worms, young man? Shit. That's an often used tactic, bruh. And it only scoots forward. It only scoots forward in increments. It's crawling. it's a stance we have to take because we won't stand up. If we stand up, we don't need to take these stances. Beto campaign is hinged on making folks who are do right by black folk adjacent feel comfortable. Yes, just enough to displace guilt and mask racism and depravity. Okay. I feel like MLK was trying to move like Booker T. Yeah, I smoke a bag of that. It is important now that we watch a video on racism. Thank you, Brother Miles. I got to speak. Creator put this on my heart. I can't not speak. Yeah. Let's take a little trip down the lane of a man so much super duper deeper than me. That breaks down what racism actually is. And okay, here we go. Why the fuck is it that far down? Okay. I suggest, if you are not already, you get your ass deeply entrenched, deeply involved in the speeches and teachings while he is still here of Dr. Claude Anderson. This is a bad dude right here. Check this out.
3 years ago, before you're going to see massive suicides happening, because you don't even understand what racism is. I've gone all around the world. Even when I was with President Carter in the White House, I had to take trade missions in the third world nations, in Africa, Latin America, the Middle East. And invariably, wherever I spoke, I would ask people, do you know what racism is? I would even offer $1,000 for a person to tell me what racism is. I still got black folk today who don't even know what racism is. They talk about it. Find me one that understands what racism is. Every time I ask them, what's racism? Well, Dr. Anderson, racism is not liking somebody. It's prejudice, it's bigotry, it's hatred. No, it's not. Racism is a competitive relationship between groups of people that are competing for the ownership and control of wealth and resources and power. That's what racism is. Racism is a group phenomenon. Racism is a team sport. You cannot participate in racism if you don't play as a team. You can't correct it. You're not even in the game. Racism is like football, basketball, and baseball. You play as a team or you lose. And I got all these so-called educated blacks in America on TV, heading up civil rights organizations, getting elected to public office. Don't you understand what racism is?
Very, very few people still get that. Still, to this day, they think that racism is about yelling nigger from a moving car. And it ain't. That's what racism is about. And this O'Rourke dude, unless and until he comes out with something as a plan for blacks specifically, for whatever you want to call us, crayon is black, melanated people, the niggas from around the way. I'm talking about the people that live around 60th and Damon. I'm talking about the people that live around 6 Mile. I'm talking about the people that live off of 54th and Budlong in L.A. I'm talking about the 5th Ward in New Orleans. And wherever we are in these big city traps that we have been put in, that's who I'm discussing. And if that's not who you are discussing directly, then we have nothing to discuss. Period. Now the question becomes, why would you discuss this with me? The only way I could be confused is if I don't understand cricket. Crooked, tricky. Cricket. People who do not understand that what you watching with Beto O'Rourke, this here is Make America Great Again, sung in another key. Brought it to you Trump style, didn't like it. Let's bring it to you another way as we massage you back in time and make your kids dumber and give you less opportunities and dumb down your schools on purpose. 86 is a fucking A. Because they have no use for these people. So those who do not apply themselves will become useless. And we will imprison them just the same. But we're going to get tired of putting up with them. And we're going to have a big old extermination soon. Now, for me, it really boils down to this. And number one on my list of why Beto fails and does not get my vote. I'm not voting for someone who's looking to fix this system. I'm looking for someone who openly vows to break it. That's what's important. I got to find somebody who understands that the police brutality and the racism as explained by Dr. Claude are woven into this. This machine is designed to eat my people. Somebody that's going to wipe the slate clean and wipe their ass with this Constitution and start over, that's who I'm down with. That's who I'm with. Oh, that document was written by slave owners who didn't know what a beeper was. Some shit needs rewriting. Some shit needs retooling. And with that, I'm going to open the doors of the church. Y'all welcome to come in. Come on through. Dig it. Check it. Give me your thoughts. I have once again, and don't happen often, but I have exhausted my words on that. And I think the big deal, Jesus, I got a lot of headroom going on here. Let's more. Perfect. All right, J Dwub, go do your thing, man. Wow, Dr. Dre and Elvis are the same. Both got rich off somebody else's work. Shit. That's a beautiful thumbnail, bro. That Indian chief is beautiful. Go back to our tribal aboriginal government, like Bruh Kev mentioned. Yeah. Something like that is going to break down anyway. This whole shit has no choice but to break bad. And you kind of know it's fucked when you're hoping that the Avengers save you from the Handmaid's Tale. Because that's where we're going. Now, tell somebody about this. Let them know. Tell a friend. Come through. That your Uncle Geoff gets down every Sunday. And I got some big news coming with regard to the way we getting down here. There's there is something coming down the pike very soon that is a big change. And I think y'all gonna dig it. I think y'all gonna like this new direction I take. And I thank you for taking the ride with me. Please like, share, subscribe, let people know about this. Wow. Thank you, Ram. That's love. I just hope that I imparted something to you that you could use. Especially as you look at these people, these devils that's coming out and trying to get you to co-sign on them being a part of your existence. You need to be able to people. In order to do that, you're going to have to stay high in thought. Stay high in deed. Guide your ignorance to your wisdom. Pull out of the gravity of the stupid. Sisters, find your peace. Brothers, find your majesty. I'm out.